West Africa's investment world. This podcast is brought to you by Daba, your most comprehensive platform for investing in African stocks, bonds, and managed funds. You can download the Daba app on your favorite Google and Apple app stores. We start with good news for investors. The market delivered another positive session, with the major indexes advancing, several top stocks surging, and the bond market showing solid activity. This episode will help you understand what these moves mean for your investment. Let us begin with the big picture, the market indexes. The BRVM Composite Index closed at 317.72 points. It rose 0.60% on the day. Since the start of the year, it has gained more than 15%. That is a very strong performance for a regional market, and it reflects growing investor confidence, even in a year where global financial conditions remain mixed. The BRVM 30, which tracks the 30 largest listed companies, also advanced. It closed at 154.15 points, up 0.51% during the session. Since January, this index has climbed more than 11%. The BRVM Prestige Index, focused on the 10 most liquid stocks, added 0.42%, reaching 131.38 points. Year to date, the Prestige Index is ahead by 14.4%. For investors, these numbers are important because they show that confidence is particularly strong in the largest and most stable companies. That makes them attractive for anyone looking for steady long-term holdings in West Africa. Now let's talk about the day's biggest winners. First, Uniwax Côte d'Ivoire, ticker UNXC, jumped 7.26% to close at 665 francs CFA. Since the beginning of the year, the stock has soared more than 62%. This confirms the textile sector's resilience and highlights the strength of Uniwax's brand, which is deeply rooted in West African consumer culture. Second, Ore Group Togo, ticker ORGT, also rose 7.26% to 1,700 francs CFA. However, it is still down about 11% over the year. For investors, this daily surge may be a technical rebound or an opportunity for short-term gains, but it requires careful monitoring. Bernabé Côte d'Ivoire, the building materials distributor, gained 7.21%, closing at 1,785 francs CFA. Over 12 months, the stock has climbed more than 67%. That reflects the ongoing momentum in construction and infrastructure, two pillars of economic expansion in Côte d'Ivoire and the region. Next, SAFCA Côte d'Ivoire, ticker SAFC, advanced 7.04% to 1,065 francs CFA. On a year-to-date basis, SAFCA has gained nearly 48%. This shows the strength of consumer credit and the increasing accessibility of vehicle financing in the market, an encouraging trend for households and businesses. Finally, Sucrivoire, ticker SCRC, rose 6.76% to finish at 105 francs CFA. Over the year, Sucrivoire's stock is up more than 42%. It proves once again that essential goods such as sugar remain a safe and attractive segment for investors. Taken together, these 5 winners highlight a clear trend. Domestic demand, basic consumption, credit, and infrastructure continue to be powerful growth drivers on the BRVM. Of course, there were also some declines. Vivo Energy, Côte d'Ivoire, slipped 2.53% to 155 francs CFA. Yet, year to date, the stock remains up more than 31%. This is more likely a case of profit-taking after recent gains than a sign of weakness. BICICI, the Banque Internationale pour le Commerce et l'Industrie de Côte d'Ivoire, fell 1.81% to 16,300 francs CFA. Despite the decline, the stock is still up more than 6% this year. The Loterie Nationale du Bénin lost 0.55%, closing at 4,500 francs CFA. Over the year, the stock has been fairly stable, with a small decline of about 5%. Ecobank Côte d'Ivoire slipped 0.42% to 11,850 francs CFA, but it is still up nearly 35% year to date. Finally, Total Energies Marketing Senegal dipped 0.20%, finishing at 2,050 francs CFA. Over the past 12 months, the stock has advanced more than 6%. In summary, these small declines do not threaten the overall market trend. They look more like technical corrections than structural weaknesses. Let's look at sector performance. The basic consumption sector gained 1.45% and has surged more than 120% this year. That makes it the star performer of the market. For investors, this means that betting on companies producing essential goods like food and household items continues to pay off handsomely. The industrial sector rose 0.65% with a 40% annual gain. This reflects the continued expansion of manufacturing and processing industries in the region. Financial services advanced 0.35%. Their yearly gain stands at more than 21%, showing how banking and financial institutions remain central to regional growth. Telecommunications improved 0.56%. However, on a 12-month basis, the sector is still down 6.29%. For investors, this may represent an undervaluation or an entry point for those who believe in the long-term prospects of mobile and internet services. The energy sector slipped 0.41%, yet over the year, it remains 10.44% higher. In short, consumption, finance, and industry are driving investor returns, while telecoms could offer medium-term opportunities, and energy remains a mixed picture. Now to the bond market, which showed strong activity. A total of 396 bonds were exchanged, with a transaction value of nearly 3.8 billion francs CFA. This is more than 67% higher than the previous session. Government bonds dominated, with multiple transactions in Mali's 10-year issues and Senegal's 8-year issues. For investors, this level of activity confirms trust in sovereign debt, seen as relatively safe while offering regular returns. Private bonds were also active, with trades in Côte and Ecobank notes. For those seeking diversification and predictable yields, private bonds remain an attractive option. The takeaway is clear. Bonds continue to provide security, stability, and cash flow, complementing the higher risk but higher reward equity market. But what does this all mean for you, the investor? If you lean toward equities, the message is clear. Companies tied to domestic demand, infrastructure, and finance are performing strongly. The rallies in Uniwax, Bernabé, SAFCA, and Sucrivoire all show confidence in sectors that touch everyday life and development. If you prefer safety, sovereign bonds from countries like Mali, Senegal, and Niger remain attractive. They provide fixed interest payments and lower volatility. For those seeking a balance, private corporate bonds like those of Côte or Ecobank allow diversification while remaining tied to the real economy. The August 19th session demonstrates once again that the BRVM offers a wide range of opportunities: growth, stability, and diversification. And if you want to go further, remember Daba Pro. With Daba Pro, you receive weekly stock recommendations, exclusive in-depth analysis, and reduced trading fees. It is the tool that helps you not just follow the markets, but stay ahead of them. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to the Daba Markets Talk podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating, follow us, and share with friends. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always do your own research or consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions. And download the Daba app on your app store to start investing in African stocks, bonds, and manage portfolios through your phone and find other helpful content. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing your financial knowledge.